She looked like a wet dog with makeup on. She looks a certain way. And what she say is exactly how she look.
Congresswoman Porter, your thoughts on the idea of funding health care for undocumented immigrants statewide?
Yes.
Yes, and
that's, by the way, what I think Californians deserve as answers to these questions. I can't believe that on a stage with 30 minutes of interrupting and bickering that anyone wants to talk about my temperament. And the state could lose. Get out of my fucking shot.
Summertime expenses in 2026 are stacking up faster than ever. For those pricey family vacations and record gas prices to looming tuition and camp fees, for many of us, it feels like the only option is swiping a credit card, leaving you trapped in a cycle of high interest debt. Homeowners, American Financing has a way out. This isn't about shortcuts. It's a real strategic plan to reset your finances and reclaim your budget. At American Financing, they specialize in building a plan tailored specifically to your goals. They look at your current debt and show you exactly how your home's equity can work smarter for you. Imagine rolling that high interest debt into one simple, manageable monthly payment. There are no upfront fees and zero pressure. Just honest advice from salary-based consultants. On average, their customers are saving $800 a month. That's real breathing room. Start today, and you may be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. American Financing, America's home for home loans. Call 866-889-8010. That's 866-889-8010 or AmericanFinancing.net/Tatum. All right, let's get to the governor's race for the state of California. And Bianco is killing people. Is killing people. I mean, he's literally wrecking shop. The Republicans are the only people that sound like they make sense. Roll the clip.
You know, you're an oath keeper. We all know that.
And I'm very proud of it.
No, well, you should.
I'm very proud of it. And guess what? You're going to swear an oath, and you swore an oath. You should know what you were swearing and be proud of defending it.
I don't think an oath keeper is qualified to be governor.
I don't think you know what an oath keeper is.
Let me answer the question. I said, if an undocumented person committed murder, they should be held accountable. They should go to jail. And you keep on saying that sanctuary prevents violent criminals from being turned over.
I said it prevents criminals.
As I said earlier.
I said it prevents criminals. Don't lie for me.
In fact, as I said earlier, thousands have been turned over since 2019.
Obviously not enough.
Steve Hilton, let me be clear. You know, I know you're recently arrived to California, but if you've read the Bay Area Institute, the UC Merced study, immigrants, if we took them all out, including the undocumented, it would be a $274 billion hit to the California
Sheriff Bianco,
economy.
just to follow up on what you were just saying there, and you said you're a proud oath keeper.
Time out real quick. Let's get to the oath keeper thing in a second. That dude said it'll be, if we take all the illegals out, right? This fool said legals and illegals. We're not talking about legal immigrants. They conflate the two because they know they full of sugar honey iced tea. We're talking about illegals. This fool said a number of 200 million. They plan to spend 100 million on that train to nowhere. They already spent like 8 billion. Billion. I said million, billion. They plan to spend 100 billion on a train to nowhere. I think they already like 8 billion and already into it, and they haven't done nothing. So when you talk about wasteful spending, don't give me the $200 billion or it's $200 billion is wasted on transit system and sidewalk paintings. They over your money 24 hours a day, and you talking about get these people out of the country. Because if you say the economy will take a hit, maybe people will move to California that are legal citizens, and they will increase the economy. But these people's debt to society costs more than what they're valuing or what the value that they're giving. Finish the clip.
Referring to the group?
I have sworn an oath 3 times to defend my Constitution.
An oath
yes, and everybody that wants to, like, again, lie and emotionally get all spun up about the Oath Keeper organization, I just would, before you do that, and I know none of you have, I want you to go read the mission statement of the Oath Keeper mission statement and the
I saw them on CNN attacking the Capitol.
And the ACLU. I saw a politician molesting kids. Does that mean you molest kids?
What?
Exactly. Don't pull those stupid statements out and expect to not be called out.
Keeper.
Tell them,
you have no reason to.
There is
You're not
absolutely.
qualified to be
just wanna
governor of
clarify.
California.
I am extremely proud of swearing an oath to defend my Constitution against politicians like this.
Thank you. The sad thing is Californians are so ridiculous. Like, they're going to pick one of these little weirdos. And they're going to pick the two men that are in this race, Hilton and Bianco, that can actually change California policy. They've been doing the same thing for 16 years of leadership by Democrats. And they've gotten nowhere. But then they're gonna elect another Democrat to do the same stuff, same soup warmed over. All right, here's another thing about holding ICE accountable, quote unquote. Roll the clip.
Sarah, on the question itself, do you also support prosecuting the leadership of ICE?
I think we should police Donald Trump's masked mercenary force that they call ICE. I think we should prosecute any of the forces that violate the law. And I think we should jail anyone who has violated the law. That goes all the way to the top.
I
If
agree.
anyone has violated the laws of California, they should serve time.
And I'm telling you, no one has.
That's, there are two people who are dead in Minneapolis because they were simply doing
Don't
their
lie.
civic duty and being able to
Your
act
civic
under
duty
the
is
Constitution.
bringing a gun and fighting with cops. Your civic duty is to try and run over cops. Come on.
Well,
You've already been
A
called
lot
out
of
by
oath
your other
keepers
There's
brought
evidence-
guns to
the
the
evidence will
Capitol,
come out.
Mr.
Let's
Bianco.
just be honest.
Sheriff Bianco,
Just be honest. Just be honest. And that happened in Minnesota. It had nothing to do with California. He can't give an example in California. If it happened in California, then say we'll hold them accountable. They didn't even have it in California. What are y'all talking about? All right, finish clip. Oh, we got another clip. This is Katie Porker, whatever her name is. She the dumbest. Get another haircut. Like, you look stupid. Your haircut make you say everything we need to know about you. Roll the clip.
Congresswoman Porter, you recently put
Look
out
at
an
that.
email.
Look,
a
hold on.
fundraising-
Why she look like a wet dog? She look like a wet dog with makeup on. And I'm not trying to talk about her looks, but a lot of times, and me and my wife talk about this all the time, you can tell who a person is by the way they look. You can tell right away. It's like when you go to a bar and you're trying to date a guy or you a girl, you can see a scumbag. They just look a certain way. She looks a certain way. And what she say is exactly how she look. Roll the clip.
email with the subject line F Trump. And you're not censoring it like I am right now. And you went on to say, quote, "That's right, F Trump. Together we're going to kick Trump's ass in November." Will F Trump be your guiding principle in dealing with the president?
When Donald Trump hurts California, as he has again and again, then I will absolutely stand up to him 100%. He has denied wildfire funding to help disaster victims here in California. He has made it clear that he is seeking to specifically punish California in canceling green energy projects here that create good, high-paying jobs while he's allowing them to continue in other states. We absolutely have to be clear about the risk that Donald Trump presents to Californians and to our economy and to our ability to change California for the better. So if he's going to attack California, yeah, F him.
No, say what you said, woman. You didn't say F him. You said the cuss word. Why you can't say the cuss word on the stage? Because you know it's inappropriate and it's unprofessional. But you say it on your little blogs and stuff. Come on, man. All right, what's our next clip? Healthcare for immigrants. This would be a deal breaker for every Californian. Roll it.
So, Congresswoman Porter, your thoughts on the idea of funding health care for undocumented immigrants statewide?
Yes.
Yes, and to
And that's, by the way, what I think Californians deserve as answers to these questions, Alex.
and for critics who say
Yes.
that we can't afford it, what do you say to that?
We can't afford to have people who are sick, who are making the rest of us sick. When
Yeah,
anyone
they shouldn't be here.
doesn't have care, when anyone doesn't have care, the rest of us are at risk. When people don't get vaccinations, when they don't go to the doctor, they wind up in the emergency room. They cause longer lines for the rest of us. They make our healthcare system, they push it to the brink. And that was exactly where we were when we expanded healthcare and health coverage to make sure that everyone can be healthy.
They shouldn't even be there. This fool is like, this is the California debate, y'all. The governor, the person who's running the biggest economy in the entire country. And you got somebody saying, Well, when they're too sick, it causes a burden on society. Well, why? They shouldn't be here. They're undocumented. They came here illegally. What are we saying, bruh? Like, what? I want to quit the show. These people so stupid. All right, finish the clip.
Go ahead.
It's the job of the California governor to protect every single Californian. The sanctuary state policy is designed to make sure that our state resources, the taxpayer dollars, the public servants that we have are focusing on doing their jobs, which is not cooperating with the federal immigration authorities. These are Californians. They contribute to our economy. They pay taxes, and they're one of the only ways that our state has been growing in recent years.
No. They're what you have left after everybody leaves California. Don't act like they're growing in California. What happened is that people are leaving. They're the only people left, and they keep coming in because you have a sanctuary state. Dummies. All right, last one, Steve Hilton. I want to play his clip. And then we got a Scott Jennings clip to go along with this. I wanted y'all to hear what Scott Jennings had to say. Roll the clip.
No.
So, Caitlin and Alex, it's interesting. We've already seen a couple of things that we'll probably see a lot of in this debate, which is the Democrats who are here who've been responsible for 16 years of one-party rule for everything that we see in California, won't take responsibility, and all they can talk about is Trump. Look, I was asked how I'm preparing for this debate the other day, and my answer was the meetings, the thousands of people that have come to our events the last year in California. I've traveled to every part of the state. I've seen the struggle and the stories. And that is my struggle and my stories. My parents were immigrants. The California dream is my dream. And I want that for every single one of you watching out there.
Mr.
We
Hilton,
can get it back.
You heard Mayor Mahan invoke MAGA values in his answer there. There are more than 2/3 of registered voters in this state who disapprove of President Trump's job performance. Why should voters who are unhappy with the performance of the president vote for the candidate that he's endorsed in this race?
So they should vote for the candidate who's got a concrete plan to make our state Cal-affordable. $3 gas, cut your electric bills in half, your first $100,000 tax-free, a home you can afford to buy. It's common sense, practical things. Most of my career has been in business. I know how to get things done, and we need to change. We need some fresh thinking after 16 years of one-party rule from these Democrats that have given us the highest poverty rate, as you mentioned, the highest unemployment rate, and the highest cost of living in the country.
So what he's pretty much saying, don't let Trump derangement syndrome get in the way. Trump can endorse whoever he want to endorse. Trump is not the president of California. Trump is the president of the United States of America. California has their own issues. Donald Trump is not on the board anywhere in California. Donald Trump is not balancing the budget in California finances. Donald Trump has very minimal to do with how they tax gas. Donald Trump has nothing to do with these homeless people on the side of the road shooting up heroin, fentanyl, looking like zombies with their pants hanging down, taking a poo in front of your business. Donald Trump has nothing. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, anybody else that's running for office or as the president has nothing to do with what happens, majority of what happened in California. Donald Trump did not create a light rail to nowhere. Spent hundreds of billions of dollars of taxpayer dollars and they haven't done nothing. I don't know how California don't say, man, we need to try to give some, well, we know that half of the people are stupid. You guys are informed because you listen to people outside of the mainstream. These other people are stupid. They go to work, they go look at CNN, they believe everything, they don't do no research, and they're compelled to believe that Trump is so bad that anybody with an R next to their name is going to ruin everything. It doesn't matter if they're telling you, this is the path to success. This will work for you. Everybody can agree. Yes, this will work for us, but we don't want it because it's coming from with an R next to the name or Donald Trump is associated. That's your fault. I don't live in California. Many people like me, we'll come there, enjoy that sunshine, and we out of there. We're going to spend all of our money and our business and headquarters in Arizona, Texas, and other places. We'll come there, spend a little bit of money, but you're not going to get out of taxes and everything that comes with some of these major corporations. I had a guy that I knew, he was going to be an investor in one of my companies worth $2 billion. He has a fulfillment center that does billions of dollars of revenue. He moved that from California to Arizona. That's major. Tesla, with the trillions of dollars that they moved to Texas. Joe Rogan and his podcast with $200 million contract Joe Rogan signed as an individual. He moved all that to Austin, Texas. What are y'all saying? Daily Wire was in California. Dave Rubin was in California. There's a whole bunch of people used to be in California. They're moving. These oil and gas companies are moving. California think it's a game. You guys are going to get whiplash in a minute. Because after all that settles, you're going to get the tail end of it. Boom, you're going to realize there's no money left. There's no resources. The trans agenda, the doubling down on stupidity, it's not going to work. Who do you think is going to build this stuff? These billionaires are the one that's keeping a lot of things going. And they're gone. And y'all going to feel it in a minute. You put another Democrat in there, they're going to have to double down on the double down. And they're going to blame Trump for 3 more years. And that's all you get is we're failing because of Trump. And then when he's gone, they got to blame the next politician.